Good morning and welcome to Softball SA for a very special presentation. We are live streaming the SA Stars versus the West Beach Parks All Stars, and a very special thank you to Statewide Super MC Sports, MK Services, and we are the commentary team here at the VIP Services commentary position. James Harris joined with me, Kathy Lambert and Lee Hull. Good morning, Kathy and Lee.
Good morning, James. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this game today. There's definitely a lot of talent out there, and you know, last year's game shaped up to be a real good one, and I have no doubt today is going to be the same.
Good morning, James, and good morning, everybody. And yes, I endorse those remarks completely, Kathy. And it's the cream today. The best players that we can muster, and they're all. Their next big outing will be the National Championships.
Yeah, that's right. The Gillies Shield will be played at Mirrabooka in Perth, Western Australia. We're just going through some formalities here, so team photographs, and the diamond is ready to go. The umpires are ready to go. The two teams just about ready to start. And let's just start quickly with the West Beach Parks All-Stars, guys. This team is full of young and upcoming stars of South Australia. So we've got state representatives, we've got junior national squad representatives, we've got a couple of recent retirees from the Stars team, and of course we've got the American imports playing. This team handpicked specifically to play this game.
And yeah, and what a good lot of talent, as you said there, James. I think if anybody's going to provide a good hit out for this Stars team in preparation for their Gillies Shield series in early January, it's going to be this team.
And then we go across to the SA Stars, and the SA Stars team is our flagship team right here in Softball SA. 5 Travelodge Aussie Spirit squad representatives in the Stars lineup. Of course, -1, Steph Trzynski, a recent withdrawal due to injury. So we wish her a speedy recovery and hope to see her back on the diamond. And then you go across and we have just some of the best players from around the state, that goes from Mount Gambier to the Barossa Valley, the Hills Association, as well as right here in Adelaide. And some great exciting players. We'll probably touch on them all. There's a couple of youngsters that are also in the under-19s team that will make their Stars debut this season. And of course, the lady on the mound, Miho, she is from Japan, a couple of years with the Japanese national team, playing in Brisbane this year with our very good friend Jess Torpy. Hello to Jess and Maddie, who have been hosting Miho for the last few months, and she will be a Stars player at the Gillies Shield. The one player missing is Jalen Ford. She will join us very soon. And of course, our draft player, Grayson Walk. So hello to Grayson, and of course to Jalen. Olivia McGinley, I failed to mention. Hello, Olivia. She will join the Stars team as well come National Championships, and that will round out the Stars team. And what a team it is. Lee, if you could take us through the defensive lineup for the Stars.
For the Stars, James, certainly. The battery will be Miha Kurita to Belinda White. At first base, Chelsea Robinson. Lana Kayser at third. At shortstop is Jordan Lambert. Second base is Amber Hood. And the outfield from left to right, Vicky McFarlane, Maddie Cameron, Sophie King. And there's some pace out there in the outfield.
Kathy, who's on the bench for the SA Stars?
Okay, we've got Sarah Tonkin, and we've got Pippa Adkins, and we've got Georgia Hood. So some quality under-19s there, and Sarah Tonkin, of course, was our captain of the under-23 side that played in Brisbane early this year. So yeah, some up and coming, and as you said, James, 2 of them are representing our under-9 team, also in the Australian under-19 squad. So we've got some good depth in our team. Obviously a few players not here at the moment, but they will also bring some real quality to this team. So I'm really excited to see them in the Nationals.
All right, we're about to get underway here. And Faith Picard is leading off for the All-Stars, and Miho gets in there straight away for a called strike. Umpiring crew Steve Wallace-Yarrow, Ian Gray and Mick Bendel. Umpiring crew brought to you by MK Services SA, mkservicessa.com.au, one of our broadcast partners. Very special thanks to them. And that one is also in there for a called strike, so a great start for Miho. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. What have we seen so far of Miho, guys?
Well, I saw the game yesterday where she pitched the entire game for West Torrens. Very impressive, very steady. She can also bat. She's a left-hander that can hit the ball hard. Not unlike Gabby Schneider from last season, but whether she hits it as far. But she was comfortable her first tryout at our softball.
Faith Picard fouls one off and pops up to Chelsea Robinson, who will do her own mopping up there. Just a slight fumble, but plenty of time to effect the tag for the first out.
Yeah, and it's a great opportunity that we've been able to have Miho come down here to participate in this game and a few other trainings this week, because it really gives her a chance to bond with our catchers. And again, that's just going to be a real plus leading into the national championships.
Well, we talk about excitement, and this player is on the verge of breaking into to be one of our great players in the not only Adelaide local comp but a state representative. She's played in all grades, under 17s, under 19s, under 23s, and of course she did spend 1 year with the Stars a couple of years ago, 2 years in the college system. This is Steph Collett, as she watches patiently.
Yeah, Steph's been having a great season out at shortstop for Walkerville. She's batting average is up there. She's getting some multiple base hits and very steady at that shortstop position, very consistent.
And she hits this one to the left sideline. Kayser, as good as they come, she starts very low off the ground, and that gives her the ability to use her strength in her legs to get across to that ball that normally would have gone in the 5-6 hole, and throws over for the second out.
Yes, so just looking around again at the outfield for the Stars, how much more speed can you get than what these 3 girls have got?
Yeah,
Jenny Dunn up to bat, a former Stars player herself, has made a return to the diamond after a short spell with injury, and wouldn't the Stars love to have her experience? However, as Lee was saying, the pace in the outfield for the Stars is definitely going to be an asset.
Absolutely.
And it's fantastic to see Sophie King back playing for the Stars, and obviously that's the role she's going to play, replacing Ada Caruana, who normally plays right field for them. Well,
Sophie's a 10-year state representative this year. This will be her 10th year, half of those years with the SA Stars. And that is a hit by pitch. No, a foul ball. That's come off the end of the bat, and we'll see on the statewide super replay. Kurita just going up and in, and
ooh, yeah.
Gee, she's lucky that didn't hit the point of the elbow that was sticking out. And a little shaken, but she'll be all right, Jenny Dunn.
Yeah, and going back to your comment about the pace in the outfield, Lee, I'm doing some speed work with the Open Women's team, and yeah, the 3 that you're talking about, Vicky, Maddie and Sophie, they are just absolute flyers at all training sessions, and quick legs. They've got good technique, and they run the bases fast.
Well, Jenny Dunn actually was hit in the hands there, so not part of the bat if you're not swinging, and so she gets express pass up to first base, and we see the first base runner. So Sophie Roberts now up to bat, junior Aussie representative in the team that travelled to Japan not so long ago, and by all accounts Sophie Roberts was a terrific performer in that team.
And she's had a great season so far too, just coming back as mainly in a batting position for the A grade and picking up multiple base hits as well.
I'll tell you one thing about Sophie Roberts that I've noticed, and I saw it in the previous game this morning, that she hits a ball so hard. like a cricketer, which she is also.
Well, Sophie is also returning from injury. She, as Lee mentioned, a state cricketer, and she just did some slight ligament damages to her ankle, but she's managed to come back and red hot form for the Walkerville Cats in the Adelaide competition. Runner on first. Swing and a miss, and that is the third out. So All Stars do get a runner on base. That was a hit by pitch to Jenny Dunn, but the Stars get out of there without too much damage. Some good fielding and some very good pitching.
And Lee, how are we there with the All Stars defensive group?
The All Stars in defence, Kathy, is Jessie Dreswick, the Walkerville pitcher, and what an awesome sight she is when she's pitching. She's a tall girl, taller than, we just see them in their group before they come out, very tall. So she's pitching to Hayley Benithan, who also caught the first part of that game prior to this one. The defenders of the dirt at first base, Sophie Roberts, third base, Danny Perez, and the pivots at second, Faith Pickard, and at shortstop, Steph Collette. And the outfield, left to right, Jenny Dunn, Regan Lambert, Rita Meyer.
Well, this All-Stars lineup may not be too familiar with each other because they come from all around, as we mentioned earlier. But gee, the skill and the talent and the depth that this team has will make for an exciting contest. Lee mentioned before the curtain raiser game was the state under-17s versus state under-19s, and from what I saw, very good contest. The two teams looking very strong, and they will start their nationals campaign in about 3 weeks. Well, the 17s will, the under-19s are a little later in January. So what did you think, Lee? What are their chances for national championships?
I fancy both of them, actually, James. They've got good pitching strength, they've got good defensive strength, and they've got hitters, and people to hit, and they've got choices, especially in the pitching department. So we look forward to both of them playing the nationals, especially here in Adelaide in 3 weeks. Where did that time go?
Well, we're going to get started in the bottom half of the innings. Travelodge Aussie Spirit representative Jordan Lambert up to bat, and will lead off for the Stars.
And Jordan's playing in the leadoff position here for the Stars, just as she does for her West Torrens team that she plays with on Saturday afternoon. And she'll be looking to get on and use her speed to help her get those extra bases that we are so familiar with seeing this season.
Well, as we've mentioned before many times in our broadcasts, Kathy, that Jordan is one of these dangerous people you don't want on base. The less she's on base, the more chance you have of your team winning.
So Lambert attempting a running bunt, and 2 in a row. The first one she watched through for a pulled strike, and then the next one just collected her on the way through. So umpire Wallace Yarra calling her out of the box for the contact, and that's the first out. Up to bat is Vicky McFarlane.
And Vicky comes from US originally, but she plays with our Port Adelaide side here. Another one dangerous on the bases lead. You certainly don't want to get Vicky on because she's up there in the speed department as well. And lots of experience in running bases and collecting extra bases. And that's a huge hit.
McFarlane, yeah, gets a lot of that one, and it goes foul down the left field side.
Well, the beauty about Vicky McFarlane, she's an object lesson to young batters. She tracks the ball down right to the hitting area, and then she tees off. So she keeps her head perfectly still. That is an object lesson to young people.
Jessie Dreswick, just an intimidating force. Look at her. She's just got size, long levers, big hands to wrap around the ball, and she's got good control. That one just getting away from her slightly. 2 balls and 1 strike now the count on McFarlane. Fouling this one down the left field side as well.
Yes, in the game yesterday, Jessie wore one, was hit back, by Jess Neves, or Jess Nevers. And we sitting in the stand, we were watching, and we could see the lump come up straight away, but she's butted up today very well. That's an art in itself, James, tracking the ball to the hitting position. No good having your head turning one way and swinging the bat the other.
Another foul from McFarlane.
Getting onto that ball very early, isn't she? But she's swinging very hard. And I know that in the last few games she's had some really good bats, had a couple of triples. So she's really in good form now, and obviously hoping to continue that leading into the Nationals.
Yes, you'd like 3 or 4 of these in your side, whichever side you coached.
Yeah.
You'd find a spot for them, I'm suggesting.
McFarlane with yet another foul. So she's seen a number of pitches, and every batter wants to see a lot of pitches earlier in the count. So who's going to win this battle? Payoff pitch. Punches this one, and it goes back to Dresic, and that's going to be a single for Vicky McFarlane. Just checking on a good friend of hers now that the Americans seem to gravitate towards each other. Let's watch the statewide super replay. Great angle from Spacequake Sports, and that came back hard. Dresic gets a glove to it, and let's hope she's okay. She seems to be. She's out there. Still out there. She's shaking it or rubbing it.
It's funny, I brought that up about the getting hit, and she said another one, but this one off the glove it came, didn't it? Look like it did. So no harm done. She's ready to go on it, which she did yesterday, which was a surprise to a lot of people.
Well, runner aboard now for the Stars with 1 out. Up to bat, another Travelodge Aussie Spirit representative in Maddie Cameron.
Also a real power player in the box, throwing arm, and around the bases as well. Maddie's a really exciting player to watch.
Although in the squad for a while, made her debut for the Travelodge Aussie Spirit at the Japan Cup in October, November this year.
Yeah, and persistence and hard work combined got her that spot, surely.
And she had to recover from that broken arm. She had a couple of plates inserted, I think. She goes after this one. Goes high in the air. Jenny Dunn gets under it and makes a good catch for the second out. Vicky McFarlane not able to advance.
Yeah, we talked about power, and that was a good demonstration of it.
Yeah, she's a powerful player, Maddie.
Probably just missed that one, or just got underneath it a little bit. So could see some fireworks later on from Cameron. Well, the 4-hitter, Sophie King. McFarlane takes off on the pitch, and she is in there safely. Diving head first. Probably didn't need to in the end.
Well, Hayley Benithan's one that dives in just about every base I've seen her go to. So you either like doing it or you don't. Sometimes you have to because there's no option, like getting back to first base.
And Sophie King does a little slap hit, goes straight back to Dresic, and she's able to make a comfortable catch for the 3rd out.
I'm sure she would have enjoyed that, coming back at a little bit less pace than what she saw a couple of pitches ago. And also Lee, as you said, yesterday's game.
Yes, I think she breathed a sigh of relief when that bobbled back.
Well, we can have a quick talk about the coaching staff for both teams as well. We've got Butch Sims and Janelle Barron at the helm for the All-Stars. State under 17 coach Butch Sims, state under 19 coach Janelle Barron. And on the opposite side for the Stars, Morgan Young is the head coach there. He was an assistant for the Stars for a couple of years before taking on the under 15 team last year, who finished 2nd at the regional championships. And came back to the Stars this year as head coach. Assistant coach Sue Tomlinson, Softball Australia Hall of Famer. In the last national championships that she was an assistant coach at, South Australia won the under 19 nationals, which was right here in Adelaide in 2015. Also, assistant coach is Tanya Hood, who spent a couple of years with the juniors in under 17s, finished second and third respectively in the 2 years she was at the helm for that team. So both her daughters in the Stars squad, so she'll bring a little bit of knowledge of those players, as well as some pitching depth, a former Stars player herself, and from Mount Gambier, just a champion player herself, and won a couple of Kath Sims medals for our state championship MVP as well. So plenty of talent in both dugouts.
Yeah, it certainly is.
Rita Meyer, the hitter for the All-Stars, squares to bunt and watches that one low for a ball. Rita Meyer from the Port Adelaide Softball Club, but also Central Districts Softball Association. She's a former Stars representative herself, having a great year so far in her return to the Adelaide competition. Part of the very strong club at Central Districts, the USC Bears.
And Rita's having a great season herself too, James, out with the Port Adelaide side.
Change up is high, and watching that one through for a ball. 2 balls and 1 strike. Well, Miho has that very familiar Japanese style, doesn't she? The Japanese are very technically sound when they come to all skills involved in softball, and she spent a couple of years in the national team. Strike called on the outside edge, and gets into that crouching position and then drives out with the leg. So for anyone watching at home, just a good pitcher. You can see that change-up is a weapon on the full count, and Meyer goes down swinging for the first out.
Yeah, James, going back to your comment about the coaching staff too for the Stars, completely new coaching staff. So it's been really good for the girls to hear new voices and try new things, and they've certainly been challenged, but it should be a good thing for them.
Well, most of the staff aren't strangers to national championships. Well, all of them have representatives at national championships, including yourself, Kathy, the team manager, and Simone Thompson, the statistician, who's been with the Stars for about 3 years now. Sue Tomlinson was the Stars head coach for a couple of years as well, going back probably about a decade or so ago now.
Yes, it'll be the first time together, as you made mention then, James, so I'm sure they'll work together. They have individual talents, which combined makes a very good coaching team.
Well, Danny Perez just checks that one, slightly high. She was going to protect, but was able to keep her hands back for a ball, so 1 ball and 2 strikes. Great, the change up again. Once again, the change up to strike out the hitter. Danny Perez goes down looking, brings up to bat Regan Lambert, state under 23s representative, a former under 19 and under 17 state representative, and also centre fielder for the Glenelg Rebels, who picked up a good win yesterday.
Yes, they certainly did, and it was a really interesting game to watch. Regan batting here at number 7. I don't think I've seen her any lower than about 1.
There's a big cut at that one for a strike. Fouling this one off. So just a little bit too eager on that one. She way out in front, and that's why it was fouled out to the left side. So if she can just let the ball travel a little bit further into the strike zone, should be able to get that one up the middle.
Well, I'm looking for the change up here now.
Outside for a ball. And that experience behind the plate for the SA Stars is Belinda White, and 4 Women's World Championship appearances. 2 runs winner. Lambert crushes this one to third base, and she's going to leg this one out. A hard shot to the backhand side of Kaiser. Just gets that little hop that she can't get a glove to. Let's watch the statewide super replay.
Yeah, as you said, James, swinging really hard and fast on the inside there, but yeah, I mean, Lana likes to play low and close in, and obviously just a little bit too quick for her there, and yeah, so All Stars have got their first runner on base.
Benithan likes the first one. This one grounds over to Lana. That's more to her liking, and the third out of the inning. So we're through pretty quickly to innings for the All Stars, and they've had 2 runners at base so far, but nothing really threatening for the Stars, who look very comfortable. They look like a good unit out there. They're moving well, they're talking well, and have a look at that crowd. The word got out that the Stars are playing, and everyone's out to watch. Great to see. Great camera angle as well, thanks to Statewide Super and Spacequake Sports. We can see the aerial shot on the crane, so hello to the camera operator up there. I hope you're safe. And look at the fields, don't they look amazing? Thank you to West Beach Parks, who of course are the naming rights sponsor of the All-Star team, the West Beach Parks All-Star team, formerly Adelaide Shores, recently rebranded to West Beach Parks.
Yeah, while we've got a little bit of a break in what's going on here, I probably would like to mention that the Stars have been going through a leadership activity, and I brought it through some of my work with the Australian women's wheelchair basketball team. And we went through a process this year and decided to elect a group of leaders as opposed to an individual leader, and we announced that today. So really pleased to let you know that Belle White, Jordan Lambert and Maddie Cameron have been announced leaders of the Stars team for this year.
I don't want to say automatic selections, but it really makes a lot of sense. They're all 3 of them Travelodge Aussie Spirit representatives. As we said before, Belinda White, 4 Women's World Championships. Jordan Lambert's been playing for a couple of years now, travelled with the NPF, and Maddie Cameron debuting just 2 months ago. So great experience for the Stars to learn off of, to follow, and they will lead the team on field and off for the next 4 weeks or so.
Great choices indeed.
Yeah, we made sure that the girls all had an input in this this season, and this is who they chose for their leaders. So I think it was a really great process, and everyone really supported it well.
Well, Belinda White's got herself into a good hitting position. 2-1 count, and she hits a single over to left field. Great running technique, Kathy. I just can see from the corner of my eye you're emulating what she's doing.
Absolutely, a lot of work that we're doing with these girls.
Talk us through it, Kathy. Yeah,
so you can have a look that she's in a good acceleration position out of the box, in a bit of a 45 lean. She's focused on good arm drive and pushing those balls of her feet back into position, and that Belle's really taken on board all of that over the last 2 years. We've been working on that, and her speed has gone up remarkably.
Well, she's aboard here. She's trying to steal a base there. I'm not sure if she's entitled to until the pitcher lets go of the ball. She goes back, moves back, probably to see the signal. Morgan Young very close in the coach's box. Amber Hood, a surprise bunt there. She's going to leg this one out.
Perfect.
Advancing Belinda White. Came around very late for that running bunt and executed it to perfection.
And again, another person who runs very fast and digs in, and Amber's got good acceleration.
Chelsea Robinson, another one of the Travelodge Aussie Spirit squad representatives, wears number 16 for the Stars, and looked like she too was going to try short play. Interestingly, that Stars lead off with a hit and a bunt to move the runner around and aboard safely. Will this be a tactic that Coach Young will use?
Might be, and just one by one, that's all you need, those bases one by one. And as we've said so many times, we've got a quick team here, and there's a lot you can do when you've got runners who can who can get infield singles and bunt singles and so on.
Certainly is, and it's this leg speeds put so much pressure on the defence. Yeah, Chelsea's playing at first base today, which the previous Stars coach tried her there a couple of times, couple of games, I think, in outfield. So I think
that's a fake bunt, still third. Belinda White gets under that tag. So great aggressive play, brings 2 runners into scoring position now for the Stars with no outs.
Yeah, that's a great takeoff by Bell. And again, as we said, probably a couple of years ago would have been, not sure whether she would have been able to execute that, but and that ball from Hayley, back from Hayley Benithan was a rocket. So
a hit to the right side, this might score a run. Great play from Faith Picard. Just holds that runner up, forces her back to the base, but that loads them up now with Chelsea Robinson safely aboard on that fielder's choice. Yes, up to bat now is the big hitting Sophie Hoyle.
That's all Sophie, correction, Faith Picard could do then. Couldn't let Bell get off because she would have scored had she played it first.
And Sophie hit a home run yesterday in the game against
Yeah, it was a long
Hills.
shot. Was a long shot.
Well, known for a big swing, Sophie Hoyle. Wouldn't the Stars love to see her get a hold of one here with none out and loaded bases?
Well, she certainly wanted it.
Big swing and a foul on that one. Just under it slightly, but it was there where she likes to go for it.
She's not going to go down looking here, I'm suggesting, James and Kathy.
No, absolutely not. Good watching there, just a little bit down in the box there, but good recovery there from catcher Hayley Benithan, one of our under-19 players, and also played in the under-23s this year. Gets underneath that, just fouls it off to behind the backstop here, but seeing a lot of pitches there.
1 ball and 2 strikes to count. Hoyle has 2 and 2 count. Hoyle's had a couple of swings, and as the foul ball comes over from the Adelaide Bite baseball game, just a slight delay in play, and Jenny Dunn's going to pocket that one as a souvenir. Well, Sophie Hoyle with a 2 and 2 count, and Jessie Dresswick under a little bit of pressure here. She wouldn't have had that too often, and especially of late, as she's been very good for the Cats so far this year. Staying alive there, Sophie Hoyle, just a check swing to foul that one off.
Yeah, so Jessie pitched one up in the high zone to Katie Sutherland Finch yesterday, and it went over centre field at a rate of knots. It's probably as long a home run as I've seen. The ball was sitting up high though, and the hyphenator has got huge strength when she's batting. When she gets the pitch she likes, it goes. That's her 3rd home run, Katie, for the season. And Desi Giamarellis has 2 now.
So a few home runs yesterday in the local competition. Well, back to the action here. Sophie Hoyle behind in the count. Well, actually now it's pretty much level here with a full count. And Dressick will need to get it around the zone here, you'd think. Either get Sophie chasing one on the edge or blowing one by her, and that one's going to score a run on a ball 4 walk.
Yeah, and that brings up Lana Kaiser. And speaking of home runs, Lee, we know that just within the last fortnight we saw Lana also put one over the fence. So what a dangerous player to be having up as well as Sophie when we're in this position with bases loaded.
Certainly this time in the game, this stage of the game, Kath, it's got to be down. It's got to be down like that.
Like that one. So 1 ball there on Lana.
Yes, in the game yesterday between Port and Walkerville, Desi Giamarellis put one over early in the game, and then Katie Sutherland Finch followed up. So at one stage there was only 2 runs in the game. It was 1-1, and they were both home runs.
Wow.
Clean as a whistle they were.
What an exciting game that would have been to see.
Yes.
Got Lana now on 1 strike and 2 balls.
And pitchers are aware of this, aren't they? She's been here long enough to be aware that this is a strong hitting batter. And so you tend to pitch very carefully, sometimes too carefully.
Yeah, and she's got a good piece on that, but probably a bit under it. Regan Lambert's not quite able to get there. And that brings in 1 run. Yeah, let's have a look at that also on the replay. Yeah, Regan had quite a ways to cover on that. It just went up very high. You can see her running in there. It's just dropped just in front. Good position. But
yeah, Regan, a victim of circumstance. She has to play deep for the long shot, but it was sort of like a half a shot, and you can't defend every part of the green.
Yeah, there's a lot of space out there. Brings up #1 batter, Jordan Lambert. And Jordan just fouls that off. So again, we're runners on each of the bases at the moment, and yeah, same thing. Jessie will be trying to find the correct pitches here to not do too much damage with the few outs that no outs that we've got, and lots of people on base here. And there's change-up speed there. Picking up 2 strikes on Jordan.
Dangerous time, isn't it?
Did a little bit low there.
She looked like she was going, then Jordan, then changed her mind.
Yep.
It's what good lead-off batters do.
All right, so yes, infield there to Faith Picard, who picked that up, and or was that Sophie Roberts? We'll just have a look at the replay here. Oh, Sophie Roberts, yeah, shooting in at home. That was the play there, and Faith covering first there, but that takes Jordan to first, and still bases loaded, and brings up hard-hitting Vicky McFarlane. We saw Vic take a lot of pitches her first time at bat, so we'll see what she's going to do here, but swinging very hard over to the left side of the diamond.
Concentrates so hard, Vicky. Just look on her face there, Kath, watching the ball to the bat.
Again, gets underneath that one here, and Steph Collette's got that, and that brings up 2 outs for the Starz team.
I'm sure that was an infield fly call, but I couldn't quite hear it because of the music in the background.
Yeah, but the Adelaide Bite have got a game going on at the moment as well, so there's a lot of excitement and energy here at West Beach Parks. And we've got Maddie Cameron. And also getting underneath that as well, but fouling that one off. Brings up the first strike. Maddie had a nice hard hit for her first time at bat. Was caught by Jenny Dunn, but you'd obviously saw the ball quite well. A little bit of an off-speed pitch there by Jessie, but just a bit low in the batting zone. Just another ball in there. Nice pitch there, just on the outside there. So 3 balls and 1 strike here on Maddie Cameron. Oh, that looked like it was going to go a lot further than it really did. And yeah, just an infield fly. I'm not sure what you might call that there, but anyway, Maddie's on base. That scored another run. We're going to just shoot over to James Harris. I think James is looking to do some interviews, but perhaps in just a minute. So we'll keep going here, Lee. And that brings up Sophie King to bat. And again, same situation, bases loaded here. We've got 2 outs. And just an early swing there, fouling it off to the left side of the diamond. And Sophie's had some good bats this year. A couple again, multiple bases, and yeah, I'm sure she'd be liking to do something similar now.
Yet another person you don't want on bases with her leg speed.
Welcome back, James. We'll get some of those interviews going a little bit later on.
Yeah, we'll go over and chat with the SA Starz players throughout the game. But they've done some damage this inning, haven't they? 3 runs, still loaded bases, and Sophie King fouling that one. I'm staying alive in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Perhaps a little luck going their way as well. That one that dropped in shallow centre field, that one just over the top of the pitcher, and then in no man's land for any of the other defensive players. So once again, West Beach Park's All-Stars team haven't played together before as a unit, so they really do need to communicate with each other, try and make those outs.
Yeah, as you said, James, certainly a little bit of luck going on their side.
Low for a ball, 2-2 the count. And this one is a little high, and this one's going to drop in as well. Just out of reach for second base Picard, and the speed of Lambert scoring from second base. Let's see if we can get that statewide super replay. This angle will show the second base runner very well here. She takes off as soon as the ball's hit, and she does not stop. So
yeah, absolutely, James.
Well.
I mean, for most people, that potentially was just a single base there, but speed of this team and the speed of Lambert, she's always looking for that extra base. She wasn't that far behind Lana when we look at that replay there.
So 5 runs scoring in this second inning, and this is the 9th batter of the, no, 10th batter batter of the inning.
Yep.
And the White led off with a single. Runners at the corners. King takes off on the pitch, but Nathan throws down, and a great throw. But safe is the call from umpire Gray. Sophie King in there, hard and fast and low as well. Important that she was low to avoid the tag. The tag was probably around the hips or the legs. Let's watch the statewide super replay. And then at the bottom of the screen, Maddie Cameron scoring for the 6th run of the inning. Yeah,
well executed play. That was really great. And
Linda White hits one out to the right side, just out of reach of Rita Meyer. 7th run will score. White will stand up at second. And a 2-out double, an RBI shot from Belinda White, who started the inning off with a hit.
And same thing, let's look at King from second base. She's also got great legs. Probably not be able to see it on this angle, but what a good hit by Belle White as well. And she's, I just love the way this team is aggressive on their base running.
Well, with 2 down, the Stars have come back with 3 consecutive hits. With people on, it mounts up the score, doesn't it? It's up to 7 now.
Amber Hood up to bat with a runner in scoring position. Another stolen base, and that's Jordan Lambert this time as the catcher speed up rule slides into third as the ball gets away. Another run score, so 8 in the inning.
Yeah, I didn't actually see that change. I thought, there goes Belle. And yeah, Jordan's up again. And those extra bases are so important.
6 safe hits already in this innings.
Amber Hood aboard with that running bunt earlier in the inning. And now she'll have an opportunity with 2 outs to free up the hands a little and have a swing at this. Strikeout called. Amber was a little shocked on that one, a surprise, but a great pitch from Dresick to get the All-Stars out of the inning.
Yeah, and they'll be looking to peg back some of these runs here, James. Nobody in that team would be happy with the position that they're in now, and yeah, they'll be looking to use their skills in the batting box and on bases to peg this scoreline back.
Yes, 11 batters face the pitcher then. Doesn't usually happen, not at this level.
Well, let's just break that inning down. Belinda White led off the inning with a single, advanced by Amber Hood on that surprise running bunt. Chelsea Robinson, she got the ball into play, runners advancing. A walk to Sophie Hoyle, that was on loaded bases, that brought the run in, the first run of the inning. Lana Kaiser came up with that single to centre field that just dropped short of centre fielder Regan Lambert. Jordan Lambert hit over to first base. The play was to home, but they couldn't. They got the out at home. That's right, Chelsea Robinson forced out at home. McFarlane popped up to shortstop. Maddie Cameron a single to shortstop. That one just in the gap in between the pitcher and the shortstop. A pop up. Sophie King's single. Belinda White's double, and Amber Hood struck out to end the inning. So number of hits in that inning did the damage. A walk from Sophie Hoyle on a full count as well did great job to score that first run, and then the floodgates opened.
That was a great off-speed pitch here by Miho to start off the inning. We've got youngster Kara Schutz up to bat here, James.
Yeah, she's going to represent South Australia in 2 age groups this year, under 17s and under 19s. She did the Aussie Diamonds tour of Japan in a youth squad, and she will be looking to make an impact in international championships this year, as she suffered a very unfortunate injury in just the second game of the tournament earlier this year, in January this year, and missed the rest of the week due to that face injury, where she was playing at third and a line drive straight back to her and required a little bit of surgery and some time away from the sport as well, but she's back with a vengeance, fouls that one off.
Yeah, playing in some really good softball at the moment, some big hits. That's what we come to know about Kara at such a young age, but yeah, she's back to that form, and it's great to see. It's great for the competition and great for her.
Stays alive in the count, fouling this one off.
Yeah, she's a very strong player, isn't she, Kara? Like you said, Kathy, when she hits it, they stay hit. She has good power.
Should be looking to get aboard here for the All-Stars. Change up. Smashed. Foul. So again, another one of these young players reaching out for the ball. So they let the ball travel into the hitting zone, and you'll see plenty more hits to come. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And strikes out swinging. So Kara Schultz sees a few pitches, but in the end goes down on swinging strikes, and we'll go back to the top of the order for Faith Picard.
Faith Picard, another one the last few weeks I've seen some really good hits out of, multiple base hits as well, so she's coming into some really good form, leading international championships as well.
Nice pitch from Miho. Just drops out of the strike zone as it reaches the plate. Haven't seen any changes from either teams just yet. Probably don't expect too many early in the game. We're going to play 8 innings, 7-inning regulation and a tiebreaker, regardless of the score, just to give them a bit of practice. Picard pops this one up, and Amber Hood takes a comfortable catch for the second out.
Good coverage over there for Amber. Good to see her. We usually see her playing either shortstop or catcher. She's known for being a catcher, but nice to see her out at second base at the moment.
Yes, a different position. I saw her mother was playing at second base in the game yesterday for the Hills.
Another good pitch low, but just out of the zone. Steph Collett, the hitter.
So that's from what I'm seeing about Miho, that she definitely likes to change pitches up a little bit, but also it doesn't look like she wants to throw anything through the middle, so she likes to work it around and see if she can pull batters in with some of those pitches that are a little bit out of center, which is obviously what you want.
This one is popped up, and shortstop Jordan Lambert gets under it and makes a good catch, and that is 3 very quick outs.
And that's just what you need, don't you? When you're the Stars, you get a poultice of runs, followed by 3 up, 3 down. Yeah, so what can we talk about? Oh, it's changed the picture now. It's the librarian, Kim Reeder, coming in the pitch. And Cara Schultz is catching, yeah. Thank you, Butch. Butch Sims has just given us the okay of what's happening. Looks like only the 2 changes at this stage. You see anything different?
Me? Yeah. I can see a new picture. Kim Reeder.
Yeah,
from
I did mention that.
Sorry,
yeah,
I just had to step out for a sec.
Everything else, yes. No, we've got that. I've already said that one, Kath. Kim Reeder and Cara Schultz.
All right. Everyone else is
everything else
is the same.
Status quo. Yeah.
I know we got coming up, Lee, for the Stars.
Jenny Dunn. No, it's not. It's
Chelsea Robinson.
because she's on the other side. It's Chelsea Robinson. Yes, that's right. Didn't turn the page.
Hey,
Kath?
That's quite okay. I'm sure Jenny Dunn's probably up in the next inning, so you're 1 step ahead of yourself.
What a surprise.
It brings up Travelodge Aussie Spirit player Chelsea Robinson. Chelsea playing at first base for the Stars today, but we also see her in third base and at catcher. She's definitely an all-round player. She's got a good piece on that one and running really well to first. Another great participant in our speed program and getting lots of benefits from that. So we'll just look at this on the replay again. And that's a good, great attempt there by Steph Collette, just a little bit wide of her. But we're just going to cross over to James Harris now, who's with a player.
Well, I'm over in the Stars dugout, and joining me, one of the recently announced leadership group of the SA Stars is Belinda White. Thank you for your time, Belinda. It's in the middle of the game as we watch a steal attempt from Chelsea Robinson. It spills loose and goes to centre field, and Robinson takes 2 bases. Belinda White, welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Well, in a unique sort of an idea, we see the Stars in the 3rd year come up against the West Beach Parks All-Stars. Is this a nice challenge for the Stars?
Yeah, it's a really good opportunity to get a game in, especially before we go away. And this year with so many imports, we're getting some really quality pitching, especially when we go away, we're going to face some really good pitchers. So this is just a lot of fun, a little bit of rivalry here as well. So no, it's going good, really enjoying it.
Well, for the 3rd year in a row, West Beach Parks have supported the All-Stars team, and as you said, some import players, but also the young future of the state as well, with a lot of junior state representatives.
Yeah, no, that's really, really good. I'm just looking out here and you've got under-19, some under-17 state players, some ex-state players. So now it's really, really good, and the competition's getting better and better each year we do this, which has been amazing. Well,
the Stars put 8 runs on the board last inning. You led off the innings with a hit, and then you also hit a double. Must fill you with some great confidence because the Stars have been working on their hitting.
Yeah, we've been doing a lot of hitting, so I'm coming out today and the girls are hitting the ball really hard into play, so it shows that all our training and everything is really paying off. Everyone's feeling good, everyone's looking really relaxed. Scoreline wouldn't really matter, we've been looking relaxed for a few months now, so it's good.
Well, ground ball from Sophie to third base. Daniela Perez holds Chelsea Robinson up at third base, not allowing her to advance, so very well played there. We're going to go to Lana Kaiser. My last question, Japanese import pitcher for the Stars this year, Miho. It's your first time catching to her. How's she been so far?
Yeah, really good. She, like all Japanese, hits her spots very well. Has a bit of mixture of pace there, so no, really enjoying it. And she's going to keep doing really well for us, so we're really excited to have her.
Great communication as well. Miho speaks very good English.
We're working on it, we're working on it.
I might grab Miho. Thank you, Belinda, for joining us.
Thank you.
As Lana Kaiser up to bat for the Stars. Miho is here. Hello, Miho.
Hi.
A pop-up here. Daniela Perez gets under this. That's the second out made. Good catch from Perez, Robinson still on third. Now, Miho, this is your first time in South Australia and your first time with the team. What are your thoughts so far?
That's nice.
It's nice, that's a good start. And a very special friends of ours here in South Australia is Jess Torpy,
Yes.
a very good friend of yours.
Yes.
Do you want to say hello to her?
Hello, Jess.
And Miho, I will ask you one last question. You've got some clinics coming up.
Yeah.
Is that something you enjoyed doing, giving back to the juniors, the players that are coming through, coaching them?
Yes, I'm very looking forward to teaching students.
That's amazing. Thank you, Miho. And we're very much looking forward to you giving back and playing for the Stars at the Gilly Shield in January in Perth. So all the very best. Back to you at the VIP services commentary position.
Thanks for that, James, and great to hear from Belle and Miho there. And while we take you back to the play here, we've got Jordan Lambert up to bat, just tried an attempted bunt there, and fortunately not this time.
No, it was a squeeze play. It was a squeeze play attempt, but she got the wrong pitch. It was a change-up, and so she was stranded waiting for the ball to come there. Gave Chelsea Robinson time to get back to third.
And then, yeah, just looking at that replay here, we've just had a pitch get away from Hayley Benithan. Cara Schultz, sorry, is now in the place there, and she's gone to get it back to Kim Reader. It looks like it's just popped on the back of the umpire there, and Chelsea Robinson comes in to score. Quite easily there. Yeah, I can see that. It has definitely hit the back of the umpire there. And we've got full count here on Jordan Lambert. Welcome back, James.
Yeah, very special thanks to the Stars girls for giving up their time to speak to us during this game. Belinda White and of course Miho, as we see Lambert foul that one out, so she's got a full count. Kim Reader pitching for the Seacombe Club. Got some news from out of Seacombe from yesterday, as that one catches the outside edge. Although low, it still hit a good spot for umpire Wallace Yarrow to ring that one up, and the third out of the inning. So just the 1-run scores, and that's courtesy of Chelsea Robinson. Well, the news out of the Seacombe Softball Club yesterday is that they have a new addition. Head coach Scott Radigan and one of their pitchers, Jade Peterson, of course, brought in Nixon Phillip into the world yesterday. So congratulations to Scott and Jade, and I'm sure they'll be over the moon with that.
Yeah, by all accounts, from some of the photos that we saw come out, all the family members are very, very excited about the new addition. And yes, we'll be looking forward to seeing some future softballers there coming out from Nixon.
So Peterson, a former Stars representative, so we'll say hello to her and to Nixon as we are about to start the 4th inning. And so far it's been pretty one-sided, hasn't it? It's been all the Stars. So will the All-Stars come up with a nice inning here to give us a contest? Let's hope so. Oh, we're going to see a change. Zali Adams is going to come into bat. Who was due up to bat, Lee?
Jenny Dunn.
So Zali Adams going to come in for a pinch here, and we'll see her a little later in the game. She's actually going to change teams. She's going to pitch for the Stars against the All-Stars. She starts with a runner on second base, so just going to mix it up a little bit, give the Stars some defensive pressure, starting with a runner on base, and Zali Adams fouls that one off in a bunt attempt. So Zali also going to be playing for 2 South Australian state teams this year, the under-17s and under-19s.
And
another
yes,
bunt attempt going foul.
similar to the Hoods, James, the Adams family. Oh, did I just say that? The Adams family, they actually live in...
They're not creepy or kooky,
They are definitely
the Adams family.
They live in Port Pirie, and which is probably about a 2-hour drive, and they make quite a commitment. All girls play down here in this competition here, and we see Zali in the Wednesday night games as well. So a family that's really committed and for the love of this sport.
Swing and a miss from Adams, but I was going to mention the commitment. It does take huge commitment to make it at the top level. We do see how much time the players do spend on and off the diamond. We mostly only ever see them on the diamond, but it's what they do away from the diamond that makes them as good as what they are, and Zali is one of those players that just puts in a hell of a lot of time. Huge travel commitment, and one of the stars of the future. Well, there is one out. The runner still on second base, Sophie Roberts, the hitter.
Sophie Roberts.
Strikeout victim in the first inning, and a running bunt attempt.
Looked very much like a cricket shot attempt there.
It looked like it was a squeeze play because it was very low, so the odds of that getting into play were negligible. Trying to move the runner on from second.
Gets a nice piece of this one, but it pops up to shortstop Jordan Lambert for the second out. So we have mentioned how many state representatives we have, but a good chance to let any of our South Australian listeners and potential state players know that the SA under 23s team for 2019 player nominations are opening soon. So to represent the state is an honour, and you play with Pride Rita Meyer attempting a running bunt, and we will very much look forward to seeing the next crop of talent, or those that are pushing for star selection, to come out and trial for the under 23s. You were a team manager over the 23s last year, Kathy.
Yeah,
it was a good team and a good environment.
It was a good environment. South Australia have struggled to get a team up to come to this competition that's been going now for a few years. So I hope that the change has come now, and people see the opportunities that are available from this competition. And yeah, the girls did really well. They finished about midway of the ladder.
Well, they finished third out in the competition. There was the US team. We don't count those guys. They were all college players and not eligible to win the national championship. So he finished third out of the Australian states. I have picked up a change for the Stars. It is Sarah Tonkin, and she will chase after this one in left field. So on cue into the action as Rita Meyer just powers that one, but it's just gone foul.
Well, I'm telling you what's coming now. It's going to be the change up now after a shot like that. When you're pitching, the next option, the best option, is the change-up. Hasn't thrown it for a little while. Maybe this is the pitch.
Low and close enough for Meyer to foul it off and stay alive in the count.
Yeah, gets a good turn at bat, Rita Meyer, in our local competition. So she gets her money's worth, and that's what it's all about, making the pitcher work. I'd still throw a change up now.
You're usually pretty good at predicting this, Lee, so let's have a look here. Oh, there it is.
Yes, yeah, what a surprise.
Great play from Lana Kaiser to end the inning. Lee, if you say it as much as what you are, you're going to get it right once. And a great play from Kaiser. Gets across again into that gap between shortstop and third base. Is always a tough one to get to, but she managed to get there relatively comfortably and fires it across for
and
the
thanks
third
for
out.
that vote of confidence, James.
All right, so that brings All Stars back into the field, and Stars coming up. So who have we got in the lineup here?
Well, a couple of changes for the All Stars team. We can see that Montana Edwards is coming across to first base. Zali Adams going to left field. Danny Perez moving across to shortstop, and Steph Collett to third. So Danny and Steph just making a quick change there. Kim Reeder still throwing for the Tigers with Kara Schultz as the catcher. So couple more players still to come into the game for the All-Stars, including Glenelg pitcher Barb Skopova, Maddie Scott as well. I'm sure we'll see Maddie and Kelsey Nucky actually on the injured list, so she won't be making an appearance today.
And it's Sarah Tonkin replacing Vicky McFarlane, leading off this innings, the bottom of the 4th.
Sarah Tonkin, a multiple member of the Starz team over the last multiple year member and over the last few years, and also was captain of the under 23 South Australian team this year.
Hard hitter of the ball, Sarah.
Under 19 national champion when it was hosted here in 2015. Was an Aussie under 19 reserve, so just missed out on going to a junior world. So, but she's really fitted straight into the Starz team, straight out of under 19. So always a good contributor as well. Perhaps not a regular starter, however, every time she comes on, she contributes, and that's why she's kept her spot in the team. Handy utility, a catcher and an outfielder, gets a single. This one straight past Steph Collett at third. It went really hard. It was a higher bounce than probably what she was expecting, and runner aboard, statewide super replay.
Yeah, great hit there by Steph, and yeah, very happy to see some of the good running technique she's been working on as well. But yeah, bringing up the first runner on base for the Starz.
Maddie Cameron, the hitter for the Starz. Tonkin takes off on the pitch, gets away from Cara Schultz, and she will arrive safely at second. Well, a runner in scoring position for Cameron, and she will have 3 chances to bring this runner in, and she'll only probably need 1, as this one also just gets away from the catcher Schultz. And the runner now to third. Well, the lead-off, Tonkin gets on from a single and then just advances on 2 pass balls. I don't think we need one of Lee's famous predictions to say that Tonkin will score, particularly with the 3, 4, 5 hitters coming up for the Starz.
Well, that's good, James, because you're not getting it this time. Kim seems to be throwing pretty hard here today, though, James and Kathy.
Yeah, we've seen it with our import pitchers as they've come in. It kind of takes a game or 2 just to settle into the Australian environment and maybe the change of weather over the hemispheres. Who knows? But they just seem to be getting stronger and stronger every week.
Yeah, and she's been a big help with the Seacombe side. They're playing a lot better now, I feel.
Yeah, and her experience, there's a walk there, but her experience in helping this very young Seacombe side will be invaluable over the season.
Certainly will.
Well, Maddie Cameron aboard from a walk. She saw the 1 strike, which was a change up from Rita that looked very good. It was very deceptive and dropped in for a strike. Sophie King up to bat. Let's see what the offense do for the Starz. Big lead off from Cameron. Sophie King gets a signal from Coach Young. Takes off on the play. Maddie Cameron holds up for a delayed steal, and she's going to take 2 bases as Sarah Tonkin crosses the plate. So not a bad throw from Cara Schultz, but the statewide super replay will show that it just bounces just before it gets to the shortstop player in Perez, and the Starz will score their 10th.
Yeah, and always looking for those extra bases. I've said it once, I'll say it again. That's what I love about this team, is their aggressive base running.
And it makes things happen, doesn't it? You know, you adventure some, you're going to get some results normally.
Kim Rita just asking a check on the swing or not, and a wry smile from both pitcher and batter.
Yeah,
Maybe
just
away with that one.
Just taking evasive action, I thought.
Change up, this one gets under the glove of third base player, which will score Maddie Cameron for the 11th run. Sophie King aboard.
Yeah, nice piece there by Sophie. Again, another hard hitting. Yes, it did get under the glove of Steph Collette there, but the pace that it's coming off the base is, pace that it's coming off the bat is fantastic.
Well, Belinda White will have another opportunity. She's had the 2 turns at bat so far, both 4 hits. And King takes off on the throw, diving in head first. So the speed of the Stars on show today here.
And it was a good throwback from Carr as well. Had quite a bit of pace in it.
Yes, it was interesting because when umpire Michael Bendel, was trying to see the action at the base, the second base player was in front of him, so he had to bob and weave to have a look around. Didn't change the result, of course.
Well, the All-Stars really need to make an out here, runner in scoring position yet again for the Stars. Belinda White crushes this one out to left field. This ball's going deep to the fence. Ali Adams has to turn. It's one bouncing off the fence. Sophie King scores from second, and Belinda White stands up on third. It is her 3rd hit. She'll be hitting for the cycle the next time she comes up to bat. She has a single, she has a double, and now she has a triple.
Well, I would be very excited to see that. But yeah, what a great hit! Such power behind it, and yeah, again, you know, great running around the bases, bringing in Sophie King as well. Looking good for the Stars.
Amber Hood up to bat now for the Stars, as we see on the statewide super replay. Belinda White gets on her bike, rounding the bases hard, scores the runner from second base, and the Stars with 12 on the board. Dominant performance so far.
Yes, that's about sums it up, I think, James.
Timeout called. There is another foul ball from the baseball diamond. As right fielder Rita Meyer does the fielding. Okay, back to Amber Hood. So Amber's been aboard from a bunt. She also had that strikeout to end the inning. The big inning that the Stars had in the second.
Yeah.
Maybe a little unlucky on that outside edge. However, you've got to protect it. You don't leave it to chance.
Be interesting to see what we're going to do with Amber here, although it looks like she's going to hit, but be interested to see if Coach Morgan Young might throw in something, maybe like a squeeze bunt, knowing that we've got Amber who's quite quick on her feet, but also with a few outs up its sleeve, but it looks like she's going to hit away.
Fouling this one off, and she'll stay in the count. It is 1 ball and 2 strikes.
You need to mix it up to these Stars players, the batters.
Sees the changeup. Well, what a great catch from Regan Lambert. Gets the throw in as quickly as possible, but it's a sacrifice fly from Amber Hood, scoring Belinda White, and the 13th run scored. Let's watch the statewide super replay. Good shot from Amber Hood, but watch the centre fielder Regan Lambert come into play. Read it very well off the bat and didn't waste any time getting it in, but it was to no avail as Belinda White scored.
And that brings up Pippa Adkins. First time we've seen her on this game today, but she did play in the under-19 versus under-17 match earlier on. Pippa also in this Australian under-19 squad. And handy player at first base and also in the outfield. Great base runner as well.
It brings versatility to the Stars lineup as a first base or outfielder, left-handed batter as well, and as you can see, she's squaring up to bunt or running bunt, but man, can she hit the ball. When she is let loose, she can put the ball to the fence, and she's got those long legs as well to make her help get around the bases quicker. So let's see, Atkins, is she a running slapper 10?
Yeah, she's a great prospect, isn't she, James and Kathy, and she can play the first base position as well as she can play outfield. And like you said, you need utilities. In the Star side, you need some people to be able to play other positions.
Yeah, she's a good all-round player, just a complete package. I really have liked watching Pippa play over the last few years. She's dynamic, she's exciting. And as she said, on the left side of the batting box, she just brings something a little bit different to the team.
That was interesting, that previous pitch, because catcher Schultz thought it was strike 3 and out, so she threw it to the third base player. That's an automatic ball on the batter, and it's also a base on any base runners. There were none, so it's just a ball. Because the ball has to go back from the catcher straight to the pitcher.
There's that shot from Pippa Atkins, just driving the ball opposite field for a single. So the hits just keep on coming for the Stars. Well, and I guess when you've got Chelsea Robinson, Sophie Hoyle, Lana Kaiser batting 7, 8, 9, you've got a lineup of absolute sensational hitters. And this is Hoyle up to bat now. Bit of a check swing on that one.
So I've got it down for 10 hits, 10 safe hits already, James.
Sophie's been known to put a ball over the fence. Not saying it's going to happen now, but you know, we know that she's capable of that. So
well, you can tell from the outfield positioning that they're expecting a long ball here. This one goes deep. Sophie Hoyle hits a long ball. Kathy Lambert called it before the pitch.
She said, I don't think it would go over. That's her exact words, James.
That was a great hit, Sophie
I guess
Hoyle.
if you sit next to the guru long enough, you'll learn something.
Well, Lee, yes, I'm learning from you. You make a prediction and things happen. So let's have a look at that on the statewide super replay.
Big swing from Hoyle over towards the German Shepherd Dog Club, and that's why the left fielder was so deep. Well, a base clearing shot from Hoyle, another 2 runs and another hit to the tally, Lee. This is very much one-sided. We've seen from the All-Stars games from the previous years, the results have been shared, really. The All-Stars jumped the Stars team one year, the Stars won convincingly another year, and this time round it is a one-horse race, isn't it?
Yes, it certainly is, but you keep the pace going to these very good batters, the ball will go further and harder and longer. Well called, Kath. I'm really impressed.
I've learned from the best.
Thank you, Kath. As Lana Kaiser now up to bat. This is her 3rd time around.
I'm a little bit nervous about saying that just 2 weeks ago, Lana also hit one over the fence. So it is possible.
Well, the quality of the pitching that has come to Adelaide to play in the local competitions and the way that the players have developed over the last year or so has been out of sight. Just improvements seen all around from the Stars, and it has been the Stars players that are lighting up the Adelaide Club competition. With Sophie Hoyle and Lana Kaiser hitting home runs. We've also seen Belinda White and Maddie Cameron hit the ball over the fence as well. And then you add that to the speed that is an asset of this Stars lineup, and they are surely a team to watch come Gillies Shield as Lana Kaiser takes a walk. So another runner aboard for the Stars. It is just the one out in the 4th inning, and we're back to the top of the order, and Jordan Lambert for the 4th time around.
Yeah, I think they've surely got to be filled with lots of confidence, and you all know that confident players play well. And
it's after the first pitch and pops up to Faith Picard for the 2nd out of the inning. Lambert not happy with herself, however. The team are performing very well around her at the moment. Sarah Tonkin now races up to the plate. She's keen to go around again.
As you would be.
Sarah got a hit through 3rd base last time at bat.
Another long inning in the field for the All-Stars. They'll be looking for a quick and cheap out here to end the fourth as Tonkin pops this one up. It's coming towards us in the commentary position, the VIP commentary position. Cara Schultz does a great job, takes a great catch. She didn't take her eye off the ball, and the statewide super replay will show it as Tonkin pops up. Cara Schultz running hard and does not take her off the ball.
What a gutsy effort. That's what we like to see.
Great play in the end from the All-Stars, and they get out of the fourth inning, and we will go into the fifth, and the score will show 16 runs to 0. Well, very special thanks to all our broadcast partners, Spacequake Sports, MK Services SA, MC Sportswear, Statewide Super and VIP services. Without the support of our broadcast partners, we can't bring you this live action, and it's great to see softball going around, but you can not only see the softball live on the Facebook page, but the highlights and the big plays on YouTube and Instagram as well. You can catch the action from the comfort of your couch, NITV on SBS channel 34 on Sunday afternoons, and all that very special thanks to Softball SA and Spacequake Sports. Well, we're going to see a change to the Stars battery now. We're going to see young Zali Adams. She's not playing for the Stars this year. She's going to be playing for the under-17s and under-19s. But as we are waiting to fill the Stars lineup, Jalen Ford and Grayson Walk, who are to join the Stars team, Zali Adams is going to pitch, and catching is Chelsea Robinson. We'll be able to go around the field to see Pippa Adkins over at first. No change for the rest of the infield, and no change from the last inning for the Stars outfield. So a couple of changes made, and just coaches just having a bit of a chat as Chelsea Robinson speaks to Zali Adams.
Looking like, James, I think Coach Young has gone and had a chat over with Coach Butch Sims and Janelle Barrett from the All-Stars, and has asked if we could organize to have a runner on second base, just to change a little bit of the action here. And looks like it's going to be Haley Benithan, who is going to head over there, a bit like we do in a tiebreaker situation.
So we saw this last inning as well, but the Bears weren't able to advance the runner from second base. So let's see if the All-Stars can move this runner around and get things going. Zali Adams will pitch for the Stars against the All-Stars. We saw her playing left field and have a turn at bat for the All-Stars earlier in the game, and now wouldn't this be an experience for the young pitcher to line up for the Stars, the senior women's state team?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, these are the times that these young players are going to remember, and you know, all their heroes and role models around them.
This one just gets away from catcher Robinson as it bounces before the plate. Runner Benithan will advance from second to third, and now Danny Perez, the hitter for the All-Stars, will be able to try and drive in the first run of the game for the All-Stars. Correction on the scoreline, it's 14-0. I said 16 before, but watching this one patiently for a ball. So getting herself into a good hitter's count. So we haven't seen Georgia Hood for the Stars, and good reason. She's injured at the moment. She came out of the game yesterday with a sore back, so we hope Georgia has a speedy recovery. Danny Perez attempts a running bunt and a squeeze play. Great play from Lana Kaiser, diving full stretch forward for the ball as well. She backhands this. Let's watch the statewide super replay. Perez executes the squeeze bunt to perfection.
Yeah.
But Kaiser was up for it, and what a great play.
Great play, great backhander there.
Well done to Robinson as well. Didn't panic, got herself into a good position to make that out. So the Stars denying the All-Stars once again. They could have easily given up a run for for an out, but it was Perez aboard safely. She steals. And Regan Lambert covered up well, the All-Stars hitter, to affect perhaps an overthrow, a wild throw from Katja Robinson.
And this is Regan's only second turn at bat here, and she has the honour of being the only safe hitter for the All-Stars at this stage. But one turn at bat, when you bat at number 1, you get a few turns. But Regan down at 7, no, only one turn.
Well,
so she'll be looking to back that up here, I think.
2 strikes a count, and Zali Adams will be looking to mix things up a little there, and there was a change up. Lambert holding her hands back there, was high and out of the zone.
Yeah, she'll be looking to want to bring this runner around at least and get some scores on the board here for the All-Stars.
High and out of the zone, so rise ball attempt from Zali Adams. I started out okay, like there's been a couple of pitches that haven't hit a spot just yet, but she'll no doubt settle in, and with the defense that she has behind her, she'll throw with some confidence. Lambert just pops this one up a little, and Amber Hood takes a comfortable catch at second base for the second out. Hayley Benithan, who we just saw running, is now up to bat.
Loves running, Hayley.
She's a good little runner. I did some testing with this sprinting group last year, and she was only just short of the best time, which was from Jordan Lambert, and that's quality running, as we know.
Yes, and the people that can run quick love doing it, don't they?
Yeah, it's in their blood, and she's got great technique. If you watch any of her hits and running to first, she really has great technique.
Fast twitch fibers, I believe, is the phrase, Kath?
Yeah, well, it definitely helps.
Well, Hayley Benithan is looking to bring in the first run for the All-Stars. Danny Perez on second. Crushes this ball. This one's going to go to the fence. A great shot from Benithan, and look at her will. She's rounding second already. Head down, and she's going to stand up at third. An RBI triple to Benithan. Perez scores from second.
Yeah, that's a great piece. Well positioned, hard hit. Maddie Cameron just didn't have any chance of getting to that. So Maddie's brought it in. Jordan's just trying to get it over to third, but Hayley was already there.
Statewide super replay shows it. Benithan gets moving on that hit that goes out to the statewide super sign on the home run fence, and 1 run is scored now for the All-Stars. Kara Schultz, the new hitter, with Benithan on third in the top of the 5th.
Well, with that shot by Hayley, she deserves to score here.
Molly Adams just grooves this one for Kara Schultz. Back-to-back shots. This one bounces off the fence, and she'll stand aboard on second. So back-to-back extra base hits to the All-Stars.
Yeah.
And she does.
What power that came off that base. We talked about that earlier with Kara Schultz, and it was really great to see that. But yeah, right between the two fielders out there, no chance of any of them getting to it, but brings in another run for the All-Stars.
What a great shot from Schultz, one of the up-and-coming stars of the competition. As mentioned before, she'll represent South Australia in the 17s and in the under-19s. What a great swing that was as well. It almost looked textbook, as they say.
She's got good technique, Kara, and that's why she's just been able to bat so well at such a high level for, over 2 years now, James, in this top competition.
Faith Picard, we're back to the top of the order for the All-Stars. And Adams into her motion. And just high for a ball. So Katja Robinson's just going to call a timeout, maybe try and settle Zali Adams. Would you say an interesting call from Coach Young? Zali Adams, who does throw for the Sturt Club in the Adelaide competition, both her catches are in the Starz team, Sarah Tonkin and Belinda White, but he's gone with Walkerville catcher Chelsea Robinson to catch her here. Would that be a surprise?
Well, I don't know, James, but I think Zali, what Zali's tried to do since she's come out to that position is trying to blow them away, I think. She's not going to blow them away, I don't feel. But Chelsea Robinson, quality catcher. A quality catcher.
Oh, no question of that. I'm not questioning that.
I understand.
Thought maybe something familiar for Zali, considering the circumstance. But
yeah,
there is 2 out. And she's pitched pretty well so far. Let's give credit where it's due, and she goes back to work here for new hitter Sophie Roberts.
And Sophie's had some good pieces of the bat so far.
Just reaching for that one, and as it goes foul.
One ball, one strike.
Here's a player of the future batting now, James. Sophie Roberts.
This one hits the back net, and the All-Stars runners will both advance. So 2 runners in scoring position now for Sophie Roberts. Lee, you said a player of the future. She's a player of right now for mine. I can still remember a game that we called a couple of weeks ago where she broke the game open and basically won the game for the Walkerville Cats with a shot that went to the fence. And Kaiser takes a good catch to end the inning. So we'll see plenty of Sophie Roberts in the years to come.
We certainly will. She hits hard hitter of the ball, James.
Yeah, she's got a lot of power behind her, doesn't she? And she hits this one hard to Lana, but just straight to Lana there.
She reads the play so well, Lana Kaiser. I can't speak highly enough for her. She moves very well to her glove side, up at the gap between shortstop and third. That time round, just slightly to her backhand side, and takes a comfortable catch.
Yes, if anything hit hard to Lana, she snaffles at it. Where third bases have problems at times is the miss hit or the slow roller. It's not quite the same, you know.
Well, as the All-Stars team come out to the diamond, there's a few more changes. Let's quickly go around. We can see Faith Picard over to first, which means we'll see a new second base player. Sophie Roberts moves over to third base. Hayley Benithan's out at left field. Regan Lambert and Rita Meyer remain in the outfield. But the new pitcher is Barb Skapova from the Glenelg Club and out of the Czech Republic. Catching is Montana Edwards, a junior Aussie squad member and Glenelg player.
Yeah, James, we've seen quite a bit of Barb this year so far, and she's got some really interesting different pitches that I think our girls don't see too often. And yeah, she's done some really amazing games with Glenelg and some wins that nobody expected just from just catching some of our batters off guard.
Just a correction on the defense for the All-Stars. Hayley Benithan's actually come into second where Cara Schultz goes out to left field. So maybe a couple of the players out of position, but at the same time, they're all very versatile young players as well. They can play multiple positions, and it's a credit to them that they can, because it just helps them learn the game a little bit more when you can play more than one position. Always good to have a specialist position, but also good to be able to play others.
And it gives you more options when you're being selected for your state or your country, I would think.
Well, Maddie Cameron now up to bat for the Stars, and she also can play multiple positions. We've seen her play at shortstop recently for Sturt, but we also know her as an all-tournament player at the Gilly Shield earlier in this year and an outfielder for the Travelodge Aussie Spirit. One of the best arms in the game, Maddie Cameron.
Yeah, lots of power behind that and so consistently hitting the mark all the time.
Well, this one's a check swing on a change-up. Torque required. Danny Perez calls out Hayley Benithan for the first out.
Well, this is one of her best, if not her best pitches, the change-up. And You throw it to strong hitters like that, you'll get results, as she did when she played against West Torrens that time. Struck most of the good platters out.
Sophie King now hitting for the Stars and patiently watching as that one goes through for a ball. We're at the bottom of the 5th and we're going to play 8 innings today. So let's see how things go with hitter Sophie King. We've had one quick out already for the Stars. All Stars shortstop play, Danny Perez making that first out. King has a big swing at this one. It's going to drop in the gap, right in between left and centre, and there's not much more that the two outfielders can do about that one except look at each other. Who's going to catch that one?
Yeah, right through the middle there, and quickly picked up by Regan Lambert. Just looking at it again here, quickly picked up by Regan Lambert, and yeah, just to throw into second there. But another good hit by Sophie King today. That gives her 2 for the day.
Belinda White up to bat for the 4th time in the game. And she gets up to this one. It's popped up high. Catcher Montana Edwards gets under it. Oh, Barb calls her out. The pitcher moves out of her circle. Usually the coaches want them to stay put where they stand and let the fielders do their job. But she got over across quickly for that one and with authority called out catcher Montana Edwards for the second out. So Vicky McFarlane now up to bat for the Stars. So we see a couple of changes to the batting order, and Sophie King takes off for a stolen base.
Yeah, and the ball just gets, Montana goes to try and pick her off there, but just gets to a little bit wide of shortstop Danny Perez, and Sophie King standing up there at second.
Well, as it's a trial game, we don't mind the coaches trialling many different things, including the stolen bases and the bunts, even though they're up by 14 runs to 2. In a normal game, we wouldn't see that happen. We wouldn't normally see the team leading by 12 runs to be running or stealing or bunting at this stage of the game. But as it's a trial game and a practice match for them, we'll give them the benefit of the doubt here as Vicky McFarlane fouls that one off, and Sophie King just getting that aggressive lead off from second base. It's great intent from the players and something that the Stars will look forward to using to their advantage at the Gillies Shield in January.
Yeah, James, that
was a change up that come off the end of the bat from McFarlane. Just out of reach for third base, Sophie Roberts, but well fielded and backed up by Perez, who has a fire it across to first base. The statewide super replay will show it. So Roberts actually does well to knock it down. Perez nearly comes up with a play, but G. McFarlane is quick.
Yeah, and James, I think as we were saying a minute ago, I think that brings so many options to a team when you've got such versatility of aggressive base runners, quick players, but also some good strong power batters as well.
Well, the stolen base from McFarlane. Edwards doesn't want the runner from third to advance, so just make sure she holds her ground at third. 1 ball. The count for Pippa Adkins. There's that slap again. 5-6 hole. Roberts can't field it. McFarlane just gets on her bike to score. Pippa Adkins is out, diving into second base. So the third out of the inning. Great play in the end from the All-Stars, but 2-run score off the Pippa Atkins single.
And look at Vicky McFarlane. She was not hesitating at all.
Great pickup from Sophie Roberts. So she just missed the ball, but she got up very quickly to be the cutoff player. Kara Schultz at left field fires it in and cuts it off, throwing it across to second base for the third out. So well done in the end from the All-Stars, but they did give up a couple of runs. Chelsea Robinson and Zali Adams, the battery for the Stars, just having a bit of a chat, and we're going to see a couple of changes for the Stars defense. Sophie Hoyle is now at third, Vicky McFarlane at shortstop. Now we've seen her play shortstop for Port Adelaide, but we're used to seeing her in the outfield for the Stars. Jordan Lambert moving across to second. Pippa stays at first, and the outfield remains for the Stars. Sarah Tonkin, Maddie Cameron, and Sophie King.
Yeah, it's quite a bit of versatility with this Stars team, James, which you were saying was quite a good asset. So Coach Young just trying a few different things out here. You were used to seeing Jordan Lambert with the Stars over at second base, but obviously, as we know, at clubs, you'll be at short. Vicky McFarlane's been doing an awesome job at shortstop, but also a very handy outfielder. So it's just really nice to have that luxury of flexibility with this team.
Yes, that's it, Kath, isn't it? The flexibility, be able to play people in different positions and be comfortable with doing so.
Well, Montana Edwards will lead off the top of the 6th inning for the All-Stars. 2 runs last inning from the All-Stars. Got on the board, but they trail the Stars by 14 runs. So again, Sophie Roberts is going to be a runner starting the game, or starting the inning for the All-Stars in scoring position. Good pick up from Chelsea Robinson, the catcher. 1 ball and 1 strike for Montana Edwards. She waits to get a signal from Coach Sims.
Good hitter, the ball, Montana. Pretty consistent with her contribution in the batting box for teams.
Montana Edwards gets under this one, pops up to the right side. Jordan Lambert with the speed to get over to catch that ball, just dropping short. Sophie King may be in a reasonable position to take that catch as well. So that speed once again on show for the Stars.
Yeah, that was a great play. Jordan really covered a lot of ground there, and you know, on the other side of the diamond, she's done a good job. But yeah, Sophie was right there as well, just in case.
Rita Meyer, the hitter for the All-Stars. I mentioned before the great crowd that we've had in attendance. They've seen a one-sided affair, but they've come to watch the Stars in action. Their team that will play in the Gillies Shield next month in January. And what do you think, guys? What's been the strength so far of the Stars, and have the All-Stars just been out-muscled by the Stars today?
Yes, the last one first of all. Out-muscled, I think, is the answer, as you would expect.
Just out of reach from Lambert as she jumps, in a diving attempt to make that catch, but put that down as a hit to Meyer. And the runners are on the corners now for the All-Stars.
Yeah,
back to you, Lee.
Further than that, James, it's the hitting, obviously, and the leg speed. You couple those all together and you've got a team. And with the coaching of Morgan Young and his assistants, Sue and Tanya, they're going to be aggressive. They're not going to sit back and wait for things to happen. They'll attempt to make things happen.
Well, a 1-3 split for the Stars to practice, and Rita Meyer will slide in safely for a stolen base. So 2 runners in scoring position now for the All-Stars. Interestingly enough, we saw a different tactic from the Stars. They looked to score on the throw over, whereas the All-Stars just wanted that extra base. Perez, a bunt attempt, and she executed that very well in her first try earlier in the game, but this time goes foul. Sophie Roberts took off. Did you see the aggressive play of the All-Stars? Good to see that they're still digging in. They know it's a trial game, so they can practice things as well.
Yeah, and Danny was crouching in that position, obviously trying to play a bunt, but then when she came up, so did the ball.
Just on that point, the Stars versus All-Stars, the Stars have been training together for a few months now, whereas the All-Stars just coming together today for the first time. So maybe a sign there that, you know, the Stars are coming together quite well as a team.
Yes, and conversely, it's the All-Stars when you haven't been used to playing with somebody, it takes a while. Definitely takes a while in any sport.
Yeah, and I've been really impressed with the Stars in the batting box, particularly against two of our best import pitchers here, Kim Reeder and Jesse Dreswick. So they've, like I said, they're coming into the prime part of their tournament preparation in good form. Lots of confidence behind them.
Well, recently celebrated her 21st birthday, Regan Lambert up to bat, so hopefully we'll see her in state colours again in the near future with the under-23s. Right in the middle of uni holidays as well, the under-23s. So national championship in our winter in July. However, it does give our emerging players an opportunity to represent the state. So once again, for those watching from within South Australia, the under-23s team will be calling for players in the coming weeks for July national championships, and good chance to get out of the state in the winter to a warmer climate in Queensland. So hopefully, like I said, we see Lambert representing SA once again. 2 runners in scoring position, 2 outs, and it's 2 strikes. Change of pace, but Lambert gets all of this. Maddie Cameron takes a catch over at centre field, and that is the 3rd out of the inning. So that retires the side for the All-Stars. They threaten. It was a nice piece of the ball from Lambert on a change-up, but Maddie Cameron, one of the best in the business.
Yeah, Maddie reads the ball off the bat so well. I mean, yes, it was pretty much right to her butt. Wouldn't matter even if it was on the side. Maddie reads the ball well, and with the speed behind her, she gets to that ball very quickly. Very consistent in the outfield. It looks like the All-Stars team's unchanged from last inning. Barb Skopova pitching to Montana Edwards. They work together in the Adelaide Competition League for the Glenelg Rebels.
Those two have just swapped. Cara Schultz and Rita Meyer from left field to right field, and vice versa. Yeah.
Okay, so we've just heard from the coaches that we're just going to have one more batting inning for the Stars and then one more batting inning for the All-Stars, and then we'll wrap up this very special broadcast thanks to Spacequake Sports. We can see Regan Lambert moving into second base. That is a nice little move. I'm sure she'll be excited about that one.
She may be lost.
My experience, my knowledge, I think it's been probably about 5 years since I saw her play in the infield, but we'll see.
Well, she's putting the action straight away. Sophie Hoyle hits a rocket over towards Regan Lambert, and as comfortable as you like, she makes that play. The smile on Sophie Hoyle's face tells the story. Actually, let me just quickly mention the back girls that we've seen today for the Stars. Bailey Hohagen and Michaela Mana from the Northern York Peninsula. They go to the Kadena Memorial School, and they both love softball. Now, they are very special guests of ours as back girls today because Jo Hohagen has sponsored Lana Kaysler. Her business is a jewelry business, Jewelry by Jo, and has paid for Lana Kaysler, who just grounds out. And it's a very special thank you to Jewelry by Jo, because these Stars players pay for the privilege to represent their state, and you know, they pay a couple of $1,000s to go away to national championships each and every year. So once again, Bailey Hohagen and Michaela Mana, thank you for your contribution as back girls today. We hope you've enjoyed that. And
yeah.
We'll go back to the top of the order for the Stars. Sorry, Kathy?
No, I was going to say, coming from a country town as well, this is just going to be an absolute highlight for them, and they'll take that back, and hopefully that'll help spread the word about softball over there and grow the sport a little bit, and see some of the girls from that York Peninsula, you know, take the sport up in the future, more of a regular basis than through the school sports system.
Well, Barb Skopova going to work for the West Beach Parks All-Stars. Jordan Lambert is the Stars lead-off batter. It's her 5th time around, and as a matter of fact, we haven't seen the Jordan Lambert that we're accustomed to seeing.
Don't speak too soon, James.
3-0
That is
count,
fraught with danger.
low in the zone for strike 1.
Yeah, we've definitely seen what we're used to seeing on the base, but just in the batting box, we're hoping. Oh.
As she gets aboard from ball 4, so Skopova just trying to mix that one up a little bit, trying to throw a couple of her, well, world famous now change-ups, and Lambert is aboard.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of a change-up curve variation, James, but it's certainly something that I remember calling the game against Glenelg and West Torrens. Jordan takes off comfortably there with an overthrow. Yeah, I remember calling that game, and she caught a lot of the best batters out with this very unusual pitch that she does, but very effective as well.
We just saw Lambert steal a base there, and we mentioned it in the broadcast on Wednesday night as Tonkin fouls this one off. We mentioned in the broadcast Wednesday night, the West Torrens versus Sturt game, that Lambert had, was it 15 stolen bases in the season already. The team's only played, 12, 13 games, and she's missed a couple of them on Australian duty. She went to the Japan Cup and missed 2 or 3 games as well. So definitely an asset of Lambert. Sarah Tonkin now up to bat and swing and a miss at that one. Importantly, she keeps her head over the ball on that swing, Sarah Tonkin, but she'll be looking to middle this one. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
And if she gets it anywhere in the outfield, keep your eye on the runner. Lambert will be looking to
pops this one up, and this one's going to go in the gap. Hayley Benathan pushing back hard. Jordan Lambert will score easily, and Tonkin stands up at 6. She's going for 3rd. Stands up at 3rd. Sarah Tonkin with a triple, an RBI triple. Great shot into the gap.
Absolutely. Looking at the replay here, that is a huge hit. Got Hayley Benathan running hard, but Sarah Tonkin running even harder.
Chelsea Robinson, the hitter for the Stars. There is 2 outs. And she watches that one through for a strike. So 5th time through in the lineup, but still patiently waiting and watching for a good pitch. So obviously Robinson looking to get an extra at bat in, as there was a pinch hit for her earlier in the game from Pippa Adkins. So she's coming into the 3 spot, I think. Morgan just slotting her in there, Coach Young slotting in there as we see Maddie Cameron up to bat. So just a little mix up. Sarah Tonkin will score easily on the pass ball.
Yeah, and pitcher Barb Skopova just changing things up a little bit there. She's just got off pace there, which Chelsea had an early swing at, fouled it off. Just an overthrow there, bringing in that runner, Sarah Tonkin.
1 ball and 2 strikes with the 2 out. Change up for the Skopova as Robinson stays alive in the count by fouling that one off. Well, Skopova just calls time to tie up the shoelace, and we'll take this opportunity to thank all our broadcast partners. Again, Statewide Super, MC Sports, MK Services SA, VIP Services, and of course Spacequake Sports. Back to the action. There's that change up from Skopova.
Yeah,
very special thanks to the broadcast partners as well.
And I love the new angle that Spacequake Sport has brought to this game today. The almost like a bird's eye over the top view. James.
Robinson fouling this one off. Yeah, so we've had the that angle before at the Denso series earlier in this year that was awarded by Sport SA as the local event of the year, which we're very proud of. Also for an Adelaide competition grand final as well. So great initiative and from Spacequake Sports as we see Robinson get another hit for the Stars, a single up the middle, another runner aboard. It's been terrific coverage from Spacequake Sports, and they do a lot of South Australian sport. They did the gridiron, the SA gridiron grand final yesterday, and on Wednesday night they'll do the baseball, Super League baseball grand final. So we won't see another Spacequake Sports game this side of Christmas, as we go into a bit of a break, but straight after Christmas, on Saturday the 29th of December, it is the men's turn. The men's state team versus the men's all-star game will be broadcast live streamed on our Facebook page, and very special thanks to Spacequake Sports. And then in the new year, the under-17 nationals. Maddie Cameron crushes this one to left field, advancing courtesy runner Jordan Lambert. Maddie Cameron happy with a single there. So just back to Spacequake Sports Productions, thanks to Softball SA, the under-17 national championships. It's the combined boys and girls national championships, and we'll bring you the 8 p.m. game every night. So we can see some of the stars of the future playing for SA. There'll be 3 SA girls games, 2 SA boys games, and then we'll bring you a preliminary final or a semi-final for the boys on the Thursday night, and both grand finals on the Friday. Very special thanks to Spacequake Sports and Softball SA.
And James, and I know that so many of the families of these young players who are not able to make the trip really appreciate this opportunity to still support their players by the way of viewing the Spacequake Sports production.
Yeah, we're so proud of Spacequake Sports, and it just brings softball to, you know, the Joe regular that doesn't know softball, and it, thanks to NITV as well, a great partner of ours, as Hayley Benathan makes a good catch at centre field for the third out. That'll do it for the Stars. We will have one more inning. The All-Stars will have one more batting inning before the end of the game, but you know, we're so proud to bring softball to the Australian public, and we very much look forward to returning in the start of February as well for the Adelaide competition, and we'll go into the finals in March as well. And then one last game of the year, it will be announced exclusively today. The Hills Softball Association are going to live stream the men's grand final, so that's something to look forward to the first weekend in April. So the Hills Softball Association wanting to be a part of that action as well. Now, Kathy, you were pointing something out to me just then. Yeah,
so James, you know, we talk about our fans around the world, and I just got confirmation of a very good family friend of ours who's actually in Switzerland at the moment. That's where he comes from, and it's 3 a.m. there, and he's just sent a picture of himself watching the game. So yeah, we've got a good worldwide following, and yeah, that's really exciting. And I know how much I rely on this in my own job, where I do a lot of traveling, and it's quite exciting on a Wednesday night or Saturday morning when I'm somewhere in the world, and to be able to tune in and see the players from South Australia competing.
Outstanding, Kath, and thanks for bringing that to us. But 3 a.m. in the morning, I'm thinking about sleeping, wherever I am.
Yeah, that's a great play there. A good bunt. She almost beats it out because she's a very quick runner, but a good play there from the Stars players to get her out. And we're just having a look here. We got Kara Schutz up to bat, and she'll be looking to bring in base runner Regan Lambert. Just taken off, and just
You had the ball on the end. Regan Lambert slides into home, safely aboard. Kara Schultz brings in the run. It's a sharp play. Let's watch the statewide super replay. Vicky McFarlane takes the ball up the middle, fires the ball across quickly. Perhaps Robinson blocking the base before she had the ball, not allowing a runner free passage through, and a run scores for the All-Stars. So a third run for the All-Stars in the top of the 7th. This will be the last inning Faith Picard up to bat. Oh, Cara Schultz takes off and she slides in safely. Bit of communication there from second base and shortstop required. And Cara Schultz with a stolen base. So with this, the final inning of the game, guys, let's talk about the statewide super players of the game. 4 shutout innings for Japanese pitcher Miho. She pitched very well. Belinda White had a number of hits, guys. Who has been the standout for you?
Lee, I'm going to shoot this to you first.
Thank you, Kathy. I don't think I can go past Belinda White myself. 1, 2, 3, went for the 4, and just popped up a foul fly, which the pitcher caught, which is unusual. But I can't go past Bell in this particular game. That's my own choice. James?
That's the second out, a ground out, and 1 more out left in the game. Sophie Roberts up to bat, Cara Schultz on third, looking to come in and score the 4th run of the game. Kathy?
Yeah, I'm with Lee on this. I mean, Belinda, first time catching to Miho Kurita, who's our import player for the national competition, did an awesome job there. And as you said, single, a double, a triple, yeah, stand out.
Well, Zali Adams looking to close it out for the Stars. Sophie Roberts gets at this one, and Chelsea Robinson takes the catch to end the game. And ladies and gentlemen, that will do it for the 2018 Stars versus All Stars game. It's been my pleasure to bring you this broadcast and see the state's top team in action. We love the Stars and we wish them all the very best of luck at the Gilly Shield, as we do with all our South Australian state teams. The under-17 girls will be here in the first week of January at the same time as the Stars will be in Perth. 2 weeks later, the under-19s will go to Blacktown. Under-15 girls, the next game of the day, they will face off against each other. They're playing in Perth as well. So very special thanks to Spacequake Sports for bringing us this game, Statewide Super MC Sportswear, MK Services SA and VIP Services. Thank you so much, Kathy.
Thank you, James. It was a pleasure.
Thank you very much, Lee.
Thank you, James, and I hope you enjoyed it like we did, ladies and gentlemen.
As the crowd show their thanks by clapping the players as they shake hands, and this is Softball SA signing off, and we will speak to you again and bring you softball action on the 29th of December. So from us at the VIP Services call team, we wish you a very Merry Christmas, and we'll see you later in the year. Great pass. What a catch!
My goodness.
What an amazing catch from Vicky McFarlane.
Highlight reel. Never say yes to the jest. That was fantastic. Sarah Tonkin making a push for home. Misses 400 herself. 13 strikeouts for Gabby Snyder, and one of the best pitching performances we've seen this season. What a fantastic grab by Emma Burridge. She climbs the ladder and breaks it down. Atkins grounds this up the middle. That's going to score a run. Bruin score 2. Deep to left field. This is back, and this one is gone.